Joining me now is Ruth Fox. She is director at the Hansard Society, a non-partisan political research and education charity. Ruth, you actually published a leaflet that set out all of the various scenarios and what happens next. You're the person that everybody wants to talk to today to try and make some sense of all of this. First of all, let's look at the scenario. You think that probably the Tories are going to end up on about 305 seats, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very early to say because there's still quite a number of seats left to count, but the projections are for about 305, 306 probably. And
305, as I understand it, is pretty much the absolute minimum number you would need to try and form a minority government.
Yes, I mean, the winning line is 326. The reality is you don't need that many in order to form a government because the Speaker, the Deputy Speakers don't vote, Sinn Féin don't take their seats. And the reality is the opposition will never vote en bloc on everything against you. It's very unlikely. So you can afford to have some difference in terms of the numbers. But once you get below about 3.5, 3.6, certainly below 300, it's very, very difficult because in terms of votes in this place and the House of Commons behind us, vote to vote, not being able to really be able to guarantee what your results are going to be week in, week out,
Indeed,
becomes very destabilising.
Exactly, and how much can actually get done.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the situation as it stands at the moment. Gordon Brown is still in number 10. It is his to give away. Well, the last time this happened, I know it was back in 1974, but the same scenario, we had about 4 days before a government was formed, right? So Gordon Brown, I just saw Peter Hain there a few minutes ago and I was getting a cup of tea, and he's talking already about the fact that Labour is going to be in a position to form a government. That is a coalition with the Liberal Democrats. That's what's going to be talked about now, right?
That's where the ball is now in terms of Labour's court and with the Liberal Democrats. Constitutionally, Gordon Brown has first go at this. He is the incumbent Prime Minister. He serves in a caretaker capacity and tries to form a government. Clearly, the Liberal Democrats are the party that he has to do a deal with.
He has to have a pact.
He has to have some kind of deal. One option could be a coalition formally with the Liberal Democrats coming into government, accepting ministerial responsibility and ministerial posts. I think that's probably unlikely. I think it's more likely they'll stay out of government and support from a minority position. And they'd agree a legislative set of proposals. Foremost among them presumably would be an agreement on electoral reform.
Indeed. Let's just talk about this because it's very important for both parties. With such a low showing in terms of seats, does that mean that rather than the economy, the Lib Dems are going to have proportional representation at the top of their agenda again?
Well, this is a really difficult question for Nick Clegg because it is the one opportunity he may have to get the thing that the Liberal Democrats have wanted for years.
And that would change the whole way that the UK election system would work.
Change the election system, it would change the political fortunes of the Liberal Democrats. But this is a big but that they've got to face. Strategically, how is that going to play with the British public? Are they going to feel that it's right for the third party that has not done as well as many people speculated in the polls? Is it right for them to go and do a private deal with the Labour Party, which has come second, in order to get PR that personally benefits them as a party when the Conservatives have won by far and away the most votes?
Ruth, very quickly, what's your bet?
What's my bet? I think probably still a Conservative minority government, but it'll be a few days.
Ruth, thank you very much indeed for joining us this